For the longest time, our podcast has been in this podcast studio, but we decided to take it out, and our first destination was Switzerland. They often say you can go from the plane to the train, from the train to the bus, from the bus to the ski resort, from the ski resort to the ski gondola, and start skiing in under 2 hours. We put this to the test, and it is actually true.
Look at this, it's like sitting in a restaurant with this view and you're traveling.
They're
so amazing.
built for the winter. The train that we are on is to a place called Chur.
Chur is the oldest town in Switzerland, so with Roman heritage, more than 5,000 years old.
The timetable is also such that there will be 10:07, 11:07, 12:07 and 9:38,
9:38, yeah.
10 a.m. right now. We're getting there at 10:22, which means that we are going to get there at 10:22. 94.8% of the trains in Switzerland in 2024 were on time.
Today I'm going to Laax.
That you
which
have
is
not.
something. No, I
you have
haven't
not
been to Laax. I think it's like Switzerland's hidden gem, Laax.
Yeah.
If you really want to catch the Christmas markets, aim to go there end of November or December. I think that would be a good time. So nice to buy something from here, from the Christmas market,
Yeah, imagine.
for a Christmas decoration.
On my list, there is also Christmas-based foods.
The journey is the destination. I think it's true in Switzerland, right?
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Where to Next, a travel podcast by Veena World. I'm Neil Patil. For the longest time, our podcast has been in this podcast studio, but we decided to take it out, and our first destination was Switzerland. We are just back from Switzerland, and we have a number of podcast episodes that we have recorded in Switzerland and which we are going to release over the coming weeks. The first episode in this podcast series is about trains. The trains in Switzerland are completely different. They often say you can go from the plane to the train, from the train to the bus, from the bus to the ski resort, from the ski resort to the ski gondola, and start skiing in under 2 hours. We put this to the test, and it is actually true. We recorded our first podcast in this series on a train from Zurich main station to Chur, one of Switzerland's oldest cities. So without wasting any time, let's dive into our Switzerland edition. Here's episode 1, the train edition. It's just croissant and a coffee. But with this background, it makes it amazing. So I think you told me that on the Swiss trains, the cafeteria is always near the first class,
Yeah.
right?
If you see, it was connected, right? It was easy. Is there one more restaurant on the train, or this is the only restaurant?
There are two restaurants,
Yeah.
but you can go from one to the other.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a double,
Double
composition.
stack.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, see, so you know how the first class compartments were on both sides. So there'll be a restaurant next to it on both sides too.
No, but this is great, yeah. Like,
I mean, look at the view. Wait, I think I have to take your photo. It's just too good. See that?
oh wow,
Look at that
that's
background.
amazing.
You know, Neil, I was just seeing. Do you like food on the train? And apparently here, whatever they are serving, most of the products are made in Switzerland, is what this says.
I mean, the menu does look like that. But let's talk about trains in Switzerland. So, we flew into Zurich airport. One of the greatest things about Zurich airport or trains or public transport in Switzerland in general is that they say that you can go from the airport to the Alps
Yeah.
for the winter sports
Yeah.
within an hour, right? So I decided to dive in a little more on it. So in Switzerland, not only the trains, you know how many cities have a good train network but not a great bus network and all
Yeah.
of that, but trains, buses, trams, I
Boats.
think boats, right? Even ski lifts are
Yeah.
designed in such a way that they have to be timed in a way that if you're transferring from one place to another, it is done in a very easy manner.
Right.
So in 1980, they came up with a thing. I'll have to find out the name of it. But they came up with an initiative where everything works like clockwork. And
They took the
generally,
guesswork out of it, right?
yeah, and generally you have to look up the schedule of a train. You have to look up the schedule of this. But we are on a train, right? We are going to a place which could be a small remote locality.
Look at this.
Remote locality in Switzerland, but it's done that okay, you go from the airport to the Zurich main station, and within a few minutes only, there will be a train taking you to the other place. Now, the train that we are on is to a place called Chur, right? We were supposed to hop onto a train that was at 9:38, but we got a train that was I think at 9:07.
907.
But the timetable is also such that there will be 10:07, 11:07, 12:07, and
9:38,
9:38,
10:38,
10:38.
yeah.
So when I was reading about it, they were like, we don't want people to check the schedule. The schedule has to be such, or the timetable has to be such that people memorize, and it's pretty good.
No, and even in winter, it's so easy to travel. Like the trains are not affected by snow or by, snowfall, or it's all designed in such a way that throughout the year, high-speed trains, super efficient, super cool. I mean, look at this. It's like sitting in a restaurant with this view, and you're traveling.
They're built,
so amazing.
built for the winter, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Neil, like you said, in an hour to the mountains. I mean, when you think of Swiss mountains, what do you think of? Maybe like Mount Atlas or so. From Zurich to Lucerne is like 40 minutes. In an hour, you're in Lucerne, and then you can go to Pilatus, you can go to Titlis, you can go wherever you want. We are going to Chur. That journey is also about an hour, little more than an hour. And Chur is the oldest town in Switzerland, so with Roman heritage, more than 5,000 years old. So suddenly, you're taken from a main city of Zurich into all different parts of Switzerland, which is so amazing.
and the main station you're talking about, right? It is the busiest train station in Switzerland.
Yeah.
But unlike most busy train stations, you see people running around, a lot of noise and all that. And that's not only in Europe, across the world, right? Switzerland's train stations are built in such a way that you should be able to get from one platform to another very easily, but there should not be chaos around you, because generally, whether it's airports or train stations or ferry terminals, people are panicking. And I think we've built the transport system around the point that you just shouldn't have to panic. And it's pretty cool. We are in a non-English speaking country, but it's so easy to get around, right? And what we have the Swiss Travel Pass. Tell me a little about
So with
that.
the Swiss Travel Pass, there are a lot of advantages. Unlimited travel is the first thing, because what's on your mind. It depends on how you're going to use it. If you're just going to go to two places, then I would say buy a point-to-point ticket. Just buy 2 tickets and you're done. But when you know that you're going to be in Switzerland for 5 days, 6 days, whatever, 7 days, and keep going to different places, then getting the Swiss Travel Pass makes sense absolutely. One, it gives you unlimited travel. So travel on trains, travel like we mentioned, travel on buses, travel on boats, travel everywhere, and you're just connected seamlessly. You don't have to keep buying different tickets. Now it's even electronic, so it's validated. Just put in your dates and it's already validated when you have it. So the minute you land in Switzerland, you have something to start traveling, right? And we can, like with our guests, we can buy the Swiss Travel Pass for them in India itself. So they have it when they come to Switzerland. The best part is, Neil, for families, children below the age of 16 travel free when they are accompanied by adults. So imagine for a family, 2 kids under 16 are completely free with the Swiss Travel Pass.
And what there are
So that works
there
as
are
well.
a set number of days that you can get it for.
There are
Ours is
different-
15 days.
Yeah, we can get it for 6 days. There are different, number of days depending on how much you're going to travel that you can take the Swiss pass on. You can take a first class pass or a second class pass depending again on what it is that you wish. Also, a lot of the attractions in Switzerland are either free or they are on 50%. So your
you have
mountain
the travel
excursion,
pass.
if you have the travel pass with your Swiss Travel Pass, You can travel to different mountains, and a lot of them are free, and the others are at either 25% or 50% off. So it's a lot of saving when you do that. A lot of the museums are included. So it's like not just a travel pass, but it gives you so much more if you think of it, right?
One of the coolest things is that on one side there are mountains,
And
and
the
on the
other
other
side
side
is a
we have the
lake.
lake, right? So that's
You
talking.
know, very often I ask people this question: are you a lake person or a mountain person? Because when they are choosing where to go, do you want to be lakeside or do you want to go, or beachside? You know, water or mountains. And I think here you have it all. You have the lake on one side, you have the mountains on the other. The snow is out there. So, yeah.
But see, does Zurich become the focal point to get to anywhere in?
I would say so. Like, okay, if you're coming in from the French side, then maybe you can come fly into Geneva and then start your journey. Otherwise, Zurich would be a good point to cover everywhere and everything in Switzerland because, like we said, you saw from the main station there were some 30, 40 platforms and each connecting into different areas. I mean, so yeah, I would say coming to Zurich, it's the easiest, fastest.
If I were to tell you to list down all of the places you have been to in Switzerland,
Let's start. Okay.
Zurich,
Zurich,
Lucerne,
Lausanne, Interlaken, Geneva, Montreux, Lausanne, Vevey, Zermatt, Tash, close to Zermatt, of course. So that
what
goes
was that
with that.
one in
Badra
Bachnaya
Gas.
Hasino? In the movie Bachnaya Hasino, Stad.
Stade,
You've been there?
yes.
Okay.
Stade, Montreux, Vevey, all of that. Zermatt I mentioned. Then
Bern?
Bern, of
Yeah,
course,
Bern
I
is
stayed there.
where the bears are.
Where the bears are, which is the capital, and also you have Einstein's house there. So I went to pay my respects to Einstein out there. I had a nice time in Bern actually. Interlaken I mentioned. Murin
Where's
is
that?
one place I've gone to. So you have one which is when you go up Schilthorn, there is a little village which is a car-free village, but there's also another Murin, and I've been there too. Okay, what else? St. Moritz.
Yeah.
So on the east side. Then Badragas I mentioned. Leukerbad, Valais region. So that is another place. St. Gallen, which is to the east of Zurich. What else? Let me think. Well, Schaffhausen, which is the border with the Black Forest and Rhine Falls, of course, where you've also been. So probably the only place I have to tick off really, which is quite important, is Lugano. I haven't yet been down
Today you're
there.
going to Laax.
Today I'm going to Laax.
That you
which
you
is
have not.
something. No, I
you have
haven't
not
been to Laax. So I think it's like Switzerland's hidden gem, Laax.
Yeah.
It's kind of coming into its own now with India. I think that's also because these are places which were known for skiing and snow sports, and traditionally till now people would, like we mentioned, travel more in spring and summer, but now you have more and more people wanting to travel for just snowshoeing or just playing in the snow or just enjoying snowfall and the whole vibe of the snowy mountains. So I think Laax would be another place.
And what about the Christmas markets?
So, Christmas markets are any time from mid-November to end of November to about end of December and Jan.
Yeah.
But I do know that in Zurich, you have, I think, the Uetliberg. It has this winter wonderland which goes on till the end of January. But otherwise, if you really want to catch the Christmas markets, aim to go there end of November or December. I think that would be a good time. It's also the whole point is getting ready for Christmas, right? With the Christmas
Yeah, I mean,
markets.
I've come here with an empty
you-
bag because Heta was like, it's going to be Raya's second Christmas. She's understanding more things. So go to the Christmas markets and get
Yeah,
Christmas
your
decor.
Christmas parties are legendary,
Yeah.
right? So we should get some really nice things for that. And it would be so nice to buy something from here, from the Christmas market,
Yeah, imagine.
for a Christmas decoration, not just something from a party shop in Mumbai and put up those.
I mean, that's for Christmas decor, right?
yeah.
On my list, there is also Christmas based foods, right?
Okay.
So someone has told me that, Neil, when you're coming back, just after security, there's the Sprungli, right?
Yeah.
Sprungli
Sprungli,
chocolate shop.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll get you chocolate. So, and this is my uncle Abhi Kaka, right? He's like, no, you have to get the chocolate cake from there. So he's
the
like,
Christmas special.
I don't
Or
know
no,
whether
just
it's-
chocolate
yeah,
cake.
it's just regular chocolate
Sprungly
cake.
also does macaroons, which are really good. So you'll see them even on the airport. And we can go do it in Zurich. We'll probably have time to do
Yeah.
that in Zurich. In fact, in the Swiss Arrivals Lounge, if you notice, there was a section that just had Christmas cookies.
Oh yeah?
Where they
Maybe I
had
missed that.
yeah, just at the entrance there was water and there was some other things, and there was a whole counter dedicated to Christmas cookies now, so which was also nice.
Wow. But this is just amazing where when you're building public transport, you often hear that public transport gets disrupted because of weather,
Yeah.
right? But this
Nothing
public
like that
transport
happening
here
here.
is designed for this weather or for extreme weather, right?
I mean, when you look at the view, I feel, even it's a cliched statement, but the journey is the destination. I think it's true in Switzerland, right? Like when you're going everywhere, it's like attractions, and what could be better than this journey?
Yeah, and
It
there's
doesn't tire
yeah.
you out, like you feel relaxed.
But
that's
that's
the
the
best
thing.
part.
But that's the thing with train journeys, right?
Yeah.
The train is going at a consistent pace, whereas in a car you're just stopping, going, stopping, going. So your body's like fighting.
And you can move
the-
around in the train, you can walk around, you can stretch your legs. So
Yeah. So if you have gone through all of the cities that you have visited, what are the mountains that you have done? Mount Atlas is one. Jungfrau Joch
Atlas,
is
Jungfrau, Schilthorn, Glacier 3000,
Pilatus.
Pilatus,
Yeah.
Long Bag.
Something from H. What is that? Is it H or maybe I'm
Stanza Horn is something that is, I still have to do, where they have the open air cable car, the Cabrio.
oh wow, probably
which
not
is,
in this weather.
Not
huh?
in this weather.
Matterhorn,
Matterhorn, yes.
but Matterhorn you can't go up, right?
I mean, you can go close to it. I'll tell you where you
Yeah.
can go. You know what I want to do is to go to all these mountains in summer, go hiking, and then come back in winter and then do like skiing or snowshoeing and stuff like that, and then just compare the whole area because it's so different. So you can do the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise, which is the cable car that takes you up.
And the Matterhorn is the mountain that has like Switzerland on one side and
Yeah,
something
you
on the
can go to Italy from the
Yeah.
other side. That's the one on the Toblerone chocolate.
yeah.
The-
In the first few years of Vina World, we had come on a student special tour, and I was the tour manager. And the student tour had Titlis one day, Jungfrau Joch the other. That was a cool thing. But yeah, it was largely Switzerland only.
yeah.
Fly into Zurich and fly out of Geneva. I remember that itinerary. Good, so I guess this is our train journey. But one thing we missed out, I was looking at the screen over there, and we are going to Cour. And it's 10 a.m. right now. We're getting there at 10:22, which means we are going to get there at 10:22 because last year's statistics said that 94.8% of the trains in Switzerland in 2024 were on time.
Yeah. I remember the one of my trips to Switzerland, and we were on the station going towards, I think it was St. Moritz or Badagas, one of them. And Fausto, who was representing Swiss Trains, he was with us on the platform, and he's stressing, looking at his watch, and he's like stressing full time. And I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "It's 1 minute late, and I still don't see the train." And then, of course, it came in. So it was 2 minutes late, but he was like, it can't be late. So,
Yeah, I guess
yeah,
the
you
remainder
enjoy
of the
that.
5% of the trains that were delayed. But I think one of the cool things of the rail pass and the timetable being the way it is that if you miss a train, you don't panic. Right? Of course, midnight and all, you won't get that frequency.
You know, another thing you can do is actually send your luggage. So, one of the stresses, like people stress when you're traveling by train, I think one of the reasons, especially with families, is how will I manage my luggage, right? Take it. And of course, we did it today and it was pretty easy. There's enough luggage storage in the train. There are compartments that have the luggage storage at one end. Even between the seats, you can put in the bag, and you have these overhead, shelves to put the luggage. But you can also send your luggage. So with the Swiss trains, you can send the luggage. So you deposit it, and you get it after 5 in the evening, and then you're free the whole day. So you don't have to take the luggage with you. And say, for example, like we are going to Laks, we're going to go to Kor and take a bus
Yeah.
and then go. But what if we feel like going and discovering Kor on our own? So if you
Yeah.
don't have luggage, get off, start seeing things. Go anywhere you want in Switzerland.
Makes
I think
sense,
that
right?
flexibility is most amazing.
I guess most people don't know about this.
Yeah.
That you can really, really courier your luggage.
Just make sure whatever you need, you have it with you in your backpack or whatever,
guess.
and then send your big luggage with the train, and then you travel wherever you want. So
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
really easy.
So, Kur. Kur is the next place. Yup, I was interrupted by that announcement because we almost had reached Kur, one of Switzerland's oldest cities. But this was just episode 1 in our Switzerland edition of Where to Next. Stay tuned because over the coming weeks, we have gone through multiple places in Switzerland, and one by one, you're going to see what we got up to in Switzerland. So, see you on the next episode of Where to Next. If you like this episode, give us a like, give us a comment, and also share it with your loved ones, because we want the word about Where to Next to spread more and more. Because at the end of the day, travel makes us celebrate life, and that's what it's all about. See you next time.